Phil.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. Hey, oh, here, Lord have mercy. Hey, man, let me find out once again. Oh my gracious! You mean to tell me you ain't pay that bill again this week? Hey, y'all know she's on the weekly pay. It has got just that bad. They don't
Hey
even
man,
they don't even
it's so
charge you
bad,
about
man. I had to put my bill on Klarna. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pay in full payment. You know what I'm saying? Every 2 weeks.
Oh man, we off and running, man. How you guys doing, man? Hey, this is the UNC Under No Conditions podcast. I am one of two hosts. My name is Isaac, aka the Iceman, and my wonderful co-host, Tiana Church Lady. Yeah, man, White. We are back at it again.
We
How's
back,
your week
y'all.
been? What's going on, man? How's your week been?
Man, it's been going pretty good. No complaints, man. You know, as you can see, they cut my lights off again, but God's still working. You know what I'm saying? I got my nails done, my hair did. Who need lights? You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
man,
I'm
let
the
me
light.
let me oh man, she cut up early,
I'm the
man.
light. You know what I'm
She,
saying?
hey man, she did a typical black girl thing, man.
Yes,
Hey man, who
yes.
need lights, man? I need my
Who need
hair, my
lights? I'm
nails
the
done.
light. You know what I'm saying? I'm the light. You
That's
know?
what we do.
Yes.
Oh my gracious.
Yes,
Hey, what we
indeed.
do? What we doing tonight, church lady? Oh, we're gonna
Man.
have some fun with that. Yeah, I'm
Hey
ready.
man, I thought we talk about survivor's remorse. I watched a snippet of an interview that Mike Epps did on a podcast, and he was talking about survivor's remorse. And when you think of survivor's remorse, a lot of times you think of a situation where somebody passed away and you know you still living. Let's say for example, y'all were in a car accident, they passed, you're living, and you have remorse about that because maybe you feel like it should have been you or you should be with them. But he was talking about it from the perspective of his career and friendships. He was doing Friday and he was getting high and you know crying and having all these manic episodes. And Ice Cube was like, "Look, man, come on, chill. You gotta stop doing them drugs. Get off them drugs. Get yourself clean. You got a lot to be
Yeah,
thankful for."
yeah,
But Mike's best friend was like loving it when he was down, loving it when he was going through, loving when he was in these manic episodes, and then when he stopped doing that he was like, man, so you think you better than us? And, you know, Mike had to get out of that mentality of having survivor's remorse and kind of downplaying himself in order to, you know, meet his circle. And this kind of piggybacks off of the conversation we had last week about how your circle can entrap you. So I thought it'd be a good context for us to discuss because I think we both can bring something to the table about that, you know. And I'm really looking forward to y'all reaching out in the comment section or hitting our email up and give us your thoughts on it too. Like I think it's a very good uh subject we could tackle at any point of life, wherever you are. So what you got to say, man? You want to jump in there? Have you had a
that
situation where you felt
that is
survivor's remorse?
great topic because a lot of times when we on a journey to be better, we
Yeah,
feel like as individuals, the people that we've been with since the sandbox. I'm gonna say
right.
it like that. And individuals that we connect in our upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
we feel like oftentimes we gonna bring them with us.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we can't. You can't do it. It's like having a friend and he's watching you succeed. However, he don't want to make the effort to get to where you are. However,
Yeah.
when you succeed, then it's like, oh, you think you better than us. Prime example, when he talked about, when he was in the process of getting off of drugs, right? His friend, the guy that he thought that was his A spoon coon,
Yeah.
his right hand man, preferred to see him at his worst
Yeah. In those manic states. Yep.
in those manic states because he can control the narrative of the friendship.
Exactly. Yeah.
And a lot of times what happens is when people are willing to make the necessary change and walk with you, because as you know, as I know, even in our professional lives,
Yeah.
it's like when you working hard and you start moving up the ladder or you start making a little bit of money and your life starts to change in a manner where you have vision to change. People don't like that
They don't. They
because
don't.
individuals, they really want to see you where they are.
Yeah.
Espe-
Straight up.
right,
Yeah.
especially if y'all been doing the same thing for a while, and you start talking about your goals and your aspirations. That's why it's important sometimes to not tell people your goals and what you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soon as you tell them, if they not really in your corner, they're gonna be like, man, why you want to do that?
Yeah.
Like, man,
Absolutely.
you got this good thing going on out here, man. We getting this money, we getting this bread.
Let's stay right there.
Just stay
Why
right there,
change? You know what I'm
right?
saying? Why change?
But for him to say that his friend supported him more when he was at his lowest than supporting him and putting his feet down and saying, look, man, look, I'm gonna want to go with you. So whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna do.
Right.
And a lot of times you find out who your friends are when you making that transition.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
And
love what you said about as far as a career too, because it's not just your personal lives. You know what I mean? I remember I worked for the post office, y'all. I think I was there 18 or 19 years. And we had situations, I was a courier. We had situations where management would get upset because it's all cool. We could laugh and joke. I can carry the mail for you. But soon as I pull up in a new car, it's an issue. Now you don't want to give me overtime.
oh,
Or
no
you
more
find out
overtime, man.
I bought a house, you know what I'm saying? Now you don't want to give me no overtime, you know what I mean? Or just maybe a carrier friend of yours, like they feel like, man, you getting 10 hours of overtime, I'm only getting 6, but you not putting in the work that I'm putting in. So let's do this together. Kind of take a page out my book. Not saying that I'm better, but if you want to get to where I am at, or you want to do what I'm doing, let's collaborate. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times people that we're super close to in those situations where we do have survivor's remorse, they feel like we the enemy. I'm not your enemy. You know what I'm saying? I'm you don't have to look at me like that. We on the same team, but as soon as you want to step off the team and do something that's not conducive to where I'm trying to go, I got to part ways with you, and that's okay. People evolve, man, but it's just so sad that a lot of people had that mentality. My mom always told me that it's people just don't want to come up higher. Now, if me and you been smoking and getting high for 15 years and I come into something, I'm like, man, I don't want to do that no more. Me doing better for myself requires you to do the same if you want to be in the same circle as me. And sometimes people just don't want to do that. You know
But
what I
at the
mean?
you know what, at the end of the day, T, sometimes it's not even your choice whether or not they want to be in the same circle as you.
Right,
Because you really giving them an outlet. Like, look, man, we've been doing this a long time. We done had a nice run. It's time for us to do something different.
right,
And if
right.
they choose not to do anything different, you gotta go. And that's
Yeah,
and that's and that's where the remorse comes in, because
yeah.
the
Because you want to
expect
see your
is,
person.
yeah,
You
and then you know what? You be having I'm telling you, man,
Yes,
them
yes,
expectations is
yes.
mean. You
Mm,
can't have
yeah,
sometimes what you think about a person and how much you think you know a person, you really don't even know.
you don't. You have no
You really
idea. Yeah.
exactly. It's like, it's times I remember like I would disappear for 4, 5, 6 months. And I would come back and I would be a totally different person. I would look
Hmm.
different. I was
Hmm.
talking different. My whole, the way I was thinking, how I looked at things was different. And people, man, and it was so many rumors around that, right? Oh,
Yeah.
he's doing this, he's doing that. No, man, I stepped back from this situation so I can work on some of the things that I need to work on. And in
Right.
survivor's remorse, it's a lot of times people don't realize the work that you got to do that's not being seen by other people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. You know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? It's like
Yeah.
you don't know what I do when I go home. You don't know how many hours I put in preparing or putting something together, how many mistakes I've made to get to this point. Like
Right.
how many
Sleepless
sleepless
nights.
nights,
Yeah. Not
early
having money.
mornings,
Eating bologna
being broke,
sandwiches.
by
Yeah.
having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, man. When
Yes.
you think I'm eating steak,
Yes.
all those things come into play when it comes to being consistent and being successful. And you can't have success if you don't have failures. And I and
That
I
is.
truly believe, your failures have to outweigh your successes.
Yeah. Because you
Because
appreciate your successes more.
exactly, you not only
You know what I'm
appreciate them,
saying?
you take your successes and you take pieces of them and you try and you figure out, what can I learn from this?
Right.
What
Right.
is it about this whole situation that I can use to my advantage? And a lot of times, man, we be in friendships that we really be feeling dedicated to, and we really
Mm-hmm.
feel like, you know what, if something happens great in my life and I move on, I would like to bring a couple of people with me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
think like that.
Yeah.
However, many times you gotta leave them where they are.
Right.
You got
I'm
you
gonna be
gotta leave them where they
honest with
are.
you. Like, if you think about just, and we just being transparent, I can't think of a time in my life, and I'm not toot my own horn, but I can't think of a time in my life where I've said to somebody, must be nice, or I felt like this person thought they was better than me. You know what I mean? I felt like, if that's something that I aspire to do, as my friend, man, if you hustling, I'm hustling too. Will Smith said years ago, and it stuck with me. And I remember this back in like 2009. Ain't nobody gonna outwork him. He said he don't care what's going on. Nobody's going to outwork him
Oh
in
yeah.
his scope of what he's doing. He said if I'm shooting an action movie, ain't nobody on that set outworking me. Not the executive producer, not the stunt man, not this co-worker, co-star. He says nobody's going to outwork me when I'm in that zone, and that's the attitude that I've had to have. I know I'm real competitive. You know what I'm saying, but I want to see people do good. And I think that's been to my detriment because I've kind of dumbed down situations in my life because I ain't want somebody to feel like, when I was younger, I ain't want them to feel like I was better. But I learned from my mom, you are better. You know what I'm saying? Not in the sense of putting somebody down, but I am better. I'm better than, let's just say, getting drunk every day. You know what I mean? I'm better than getting high. I'm better than being, out here just doing stuff that I don't need to be doing, not bettering myself. So, it's all in perspective, but I think we've all faced it. You know what I'm saying? But it hurt. It goes back to conversations we have about our friends. It hurts because we have expectations of people. I grew up with you. Your mother know my mother. We went to elementary, middle, high school together. If I'm making 1 million, I want you to make 1 million too. But sometimes people just not willing to put in the work, and that's what hurts the most.
It's like I did a podcast. I think it was like 12 minutes. And I talked about, when did you finally realize the person or the people that you thought was in your life, that after the friendship ended, they was hating on you all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's what hurts.
yeah. Or how
Because
about being in a relationship? And I'm just being transparent. I swear I'm not gonna get emotional, y'all. But being in a relationship with somebody and your partner hate on you or is jealous of you. You know what I'm saying? And every corner puts you down or make you feel like, you less than or you dream too big. That's hurtful too. You know what I'm saying? Even if we're romantic relationship, because we want to just kind of isolate it to our friends. But in romantic relationships too, it be people partners out here hating on them.
and a lot of times when we're in those situations, our emotions dictate our decisions moving forward when it comes
Absolutely.
to that,
Yeah.
because that's a greater loss.
Yeah.
It's a benefit there, even if it's just physical. So a
Mhm.
lot of times we want to hold on to the benefit
Right.
and subject ourselves to the pain and the unhappiness and the unhealthiness of the relationship. And that's part of survival remorse too.
Yeah.
And understanding when you in a situation like that, man or woman, you got to know when to walk away. And it's going
Yeah.
to hurt because everybody don't want the best for you.
Nah.
You can be with a person and you can change and that person won't even recognize your change. And that's vice versa. That goes
Yeah.
for men and women.
Yeah.
And because we really don't pay attention to people around us that we care in the manner that we should.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even with those friendships, we get blinded in the fact that, we're having fun and we've had some situations in our friendships where we've been there for each other and it feels good. And once
Yeah.
again, I'm talking about, the feel good part of
Mm-hmm.
um really separating yourself from survivor's remorse. It's that feel good process. It's that process of not wanting to create no waves. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
everything to myself, even if I'm not happy with what you're doing. In the back of my mind, I'm really not happy uh, for you. However, you are a benefit
Yeah.
for me, and I never look at myself as a liability
Yeah.
because when you're in
Right.
friendships, you don't, you really, you take the good, the bad with the friendship. So the
Yeah.
liability becomes part of the friendship.
But I love that. So true.
Right? The
So true.
liability becomes part of the friendship. And a
It
lot of
is.
times we exclude the liability because we try to weigh that friendship on, that $35 you lent me last week.
Yeah.
Or, you lied on me, man. You held me down when I'm, out here doing something I ain't had no business doing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we weigh that more than, man, you can't, don't do that. You know what? I don't think you should do that.
Right.
I think you better than this, man. Go back to school, get your stuff together, handle your business.
Yeah.
That's a true friend. And when you get there, I'm gonna be here. And
Right.
a lot of times we live in a system right now. People aren't even happy for themselves. How about that?
Yeah. But we don't even give ourselves the grace to be happy, self-included, man. Because society say, all right, get this, got that done, boom. You don't even get to sit in, man. I worked hard. I did this, da 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 da. Not saying that you just don't aspire to go to the next level, but we don't even appreciate the small goals that we accomplish.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We just take everything for granted. We just because society's saying it's just never enough. Man, man, I got my first apartment. Now you in your mind, man, I gotta buy my first house. But just 3 months ago, you was homeless. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Be thankful,
I
man. You got
already
your
know
own
what you're talking
apartment.
about.
Yeah, you might be on a blow up mattress, but 3 months ago, you ain't had nowhere to stay. You know what I'm
Look,
saying?
you want to blow up mattress and you still not. You haven't practiced a level of humility. How about that?
Exactly.
you know
Exactly.
and it's
Exactly.
like you always feel like you have to have more because your validation is based on people that don't care
Yeah,
about you. You want
exactly.
validation from people that don't want the best from you. And that's why survivor's remorse hurts so much, because a lot of times we don't really think about the people that we're around and if they really want better for us. And
True.
when we start stepping outside that comfort zone, and once they begin to be uncomfortable with our success, we really start to see who we with.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
Now,
wild, man.
now it's a bunch of fights, it's a bunch of arguments, and it's really uncalled for. It's
Yeah.
really not even necessary. However, this is the system that has been set up for us for a long, long time. I
Yeah.
remember friendships were unconditional. Now,
Yeah.
everything in life, when you're dealing with people, has a level of conditions. And that's where
Everything.
survival of remorse, I'm going to say it again, continues to be dangerous.
Yeah.
It really, because you don't know what you're stepping into.
You don't. You don't, man. You don't. You can't, you can't just meet somebody. Let's just say you out and y'all both like to play picket ball. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hook up, y'all talk. You just never know what people got in the back of their mind. You know what
Hey,
I'm saying? You just never
ulterior
know.
motives is real though. T, they
Yeah.
real.
It's always something. Like you can't just hey, look, I just want to call and say I love you. I don't want nothing. I don't need to borrow no money. I don't need to see if you give me a ride. I don't need nothing. Just hey, I love you. Bye. You know what I mean? We don't
Yes,
have a lot of people are not afforded the opportunity to have relationships like that with their friends and family. And when you do, man, hold tight to them. Cause even family relationships be conditional. You know what I'm saying?
that's a whole nother
That's
podcast.
hey, we gonna talk about that. I know y'all. I
Yeah,
know y'all don't want stuff. Y'all don't want to talk about it, but we gonna talk about it.
yeah,
That
we
we gonna
most
we gonna
definitely
do a show.
we
Yeah,
gonna get to that, man. For you
yeah.
guys, man, that just tuned it in or don't know who we are, man. I'm Isaac. That's Church Lady T over there, and this is the Under No Conditions podcast. And today
Podcast.
we are talking about survivor's remorse and how we often, we underestimate
Mhm.
friendships and
Mhm.
relationships. I'm gonna say that we underestimate what people may want for us in our lives, and you find out the more that you move up the ladder, or you sidestep or you deviate
Yeah.
from the comfortability of the friendship, and you decide that you want to do something else, you'll find out who your real friends are and who's really in your corner. And with that, man, I want to shout out, man, my little big brother, man, Michael Sullivan. Man, that's my guy. I've been knowing this guy for a long time. And for me, he's always been the same.
Yeah.
You know, he's always been the same. And it's been a conditional relationship
Mhm.
without any thought. Like being in a relationship and you do something for somebody without a thought. That's
Mhm.
that's that's really, really important, man,
It
for me,
is.
because it's like I don't want to have to worry about doing something for you and have a condition.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's like it's like I always say, if I do something for you, it's because I can,
Yeah. And
not
I want
because
to.
it's a condition.
Right.
And sometimes that gets me in trouble,
Mhm.
because sometimes we be feeling like the people that we are, we want people around us just like we are.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that just does not work.
It does not work. Yeah.
It doesn't work. And unfortunately, when you run into people like that, you have to make the shift immediately.
Mhm.
You have to.
Yeah.
And that
You
goes
have to
that
switch
goes
that
along
thing
the
around.
question of that goes along the question to you of really understanding and knowing who you are
Yeah.
and trusting yourself.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that you said that. Trust in yourself, man. Trusting in yourself that you're gonna make good sound decisions. And man, that's a whole nother show. But um not trusting in yourself can have you in a deep, dark place, man. It can have you out here lost and turned. What's that song? Lost and turned out. You know what I'm saying? For real. It'll have you out here lost and turned out, man.
Man, not
So
only not only lost and turned out, it'll have you in a place where it's so dark,
yeah.
you'll be trying to figure out how to get out.
It'll have you on a constant trajectory of things going into a circle because you're afraid to make a decision. You're afraid not to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? And that's something, man. We should definitely talk about that, man. Trusting in yourself, trusting in your decisions, and we got to give ourselves. I'm learning this week the word was grace, man. Give yourself grace. Give other people grace as needed, but give yourself grace. So that's good, man. We should talk about that. Trusting
Yeah,
in
I
yourself.
like I like I like that
Yeah.
that
Did y'all? I got a question for the viewers, man. Hit us up on our email, the UNC podcast at gmail.com. Let me know, do you trust in yourself? Do you trust in your decisions? Because I trusted in myself and got my nails done and my hair done this week. And I ain't got no lights, but I trusted in myself that I was going to be fine. And I was going to
man.
light up the world. And that's
Hey
what I'm
man, let me
doing.
tell you something. Y'all see what I gotta deal with, man. I'm This is a part of the show. We get ready to cut up for y'all for a little bit, man. Look, we're gonna have to call Atlantic Bell and figure out, man, what we need to do.
Bell Atlantic.
Bell
Oh my
Atlantic,
God,
Atlantic
not
Bell.
Bell Atlantic.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have to call somebody, man, because this every other week. Next week you'll have lights. Next week after that you won't.
Hey, don't worry about that. That's my business. You know what I'm saying? That's my business.
Oh my God, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
But survivor's remorse,
Yes,
it's huge.
it is.
And it's important to be able to recognize it
Yeah,
and being able to talk about it. And it's okay to have those feelings about it. However, knowing how to move after that is important.
very important.
You have
Absolutely.
to, if you don't know how to move, sit still.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't
make
do
no
nothing.
decision
Yeah.
in your
Mhm.
emotions.
Yeah.
You know, give it to God if you need to.
Yep.
However, you got to move at some point, because if you don't move, guess what? You're going to continue to stay in the same place that you've always
In
been.
the same circle. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, man, yeah, man, look, this has been a great show.
Yes, it
I'm
has.
gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? And I'm gonna take some of the responsibility, man. But we've been giving y'all the wrong email, man. Man, I'm telling you something, man. Hey, man, I've been trying to log into this email all week. You see, she over there hiding her face, right? So I called her up. I was like, man, what's the email to the show? She's giving me it's the same email I got. I'm like, man, I can't log in. And then she slide the other one in there real quick and had the in front of it. I was like, okay, okay.
Oh
I
my
ain't texting
God.
back. I just went on and logged in, man, and you know, did what I had to do,
I
man. But
did send you the right one. What you
no,
talking
you
about?
didn't. Nah, you sent me the one without the the.
Well, listen, I ain't got no light, so I couldn't see. So what else you want from me?
Hey, hey, that the iPhone got a backlight, don't it?
I ain't got an iPhone. I got to just phone. They took the eye off.
Oh
Okay.
my God! Let me find out you got a bomber phone too. Oh my gracious, boy! If this ain't one thing I know, I'm telling you,
Oh
man.
my
Hey, man,
God.
this what we do, man. We have a lot of laughs, man. We like to laugh and jokes, but man, if you heard anything today that can get you through a situation that you're struggling with, I hope we was able to
Yes.
kind of give you guys something that can hold in your heart, where that you can use and use it as motivations, because
Yeah.
we all go through it, and we have these situations throughout our lives, and sometimes we fear that loneliness,
Yeah.
that sitting in that space by yourself, and it could be real remorseful, because we always try to figure out what could we have done better. Oh, I
Yeah.
could have did this, I could have did that. They didn't have to do this. No, sometimes people come in and out of your life the way they supposed to. And that's the one
Life.
thing you got to really begin to understand as you mature and you get older. You might meet somebody today, and 3 weeks later they might be gone.
Yeah.
And
Never know.
sometimes, yeah, and sometimes it's the lesson. It's like, where that person was in. What did I get from that? What did I
Right.
learn from that? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? How did it help me? Because every situation is put in your life to help you with something. And
Absolutely.
sometimes we got to figure that out. And we
Yeah.
don't always figure that out. And I want to shout out to my boys over there at Crank Culture, Dr. Z, and my boy DJ TKO, man. I love you guys. I can't wait till you guys get back on the air so we can start doing this thing, man. I'm telling you, man, everything is going full circle. And I'm telling you, man, UNC, man, we coming at you.
We
We
coming. We got
coming.
we cooking,
Hey,
as the
y'all
kids
don't
say.
know, man.
We cooking.
We is cooking. And for you guys that's leaving, um, you guys is leaving your marks on the
Yeah.
podcast. You guys is, we really, really appreciate that. Don't think that don't go don't go unnoticed. We
Yeah.
really appreciate all the support, whether it's a lot or it's a little. However, we just gonna keep our feet down to the ground, and we're gonna keep our
Yes, we
heads
are.
up, and we're
We
gonna
locked
continue.
in.
That's it, man. We're gonna continue to try to bring you this dialogue the only way we know how to bring it. And for that, once again, if ain't nobody tell you that they love you, we love you. We are the
We love
UNC
you.
podcast. And guess what, man? We see you guys next week. We out.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.